So this is asking a private jet billionaire how to make $1 million.
In our last video, I set out on a mission to hitchhike on a private jet. After getting rejected a bunch of times, I pushed through and met some incredible entrepreneurs. However, I couldn't convince anyone to take me on a flight with them until this happened.
We're YouTubers. Our dream is to get a tour of a private jet.
He was apprehensive at first as he was running late for his flight.
All right.
But our persistence paid off.
Oh, is there any way? Is there like, are you sure? That guy said yes.
Wow, that guy's a beast.
And they wanted to get a tour of the airplane.
Okay. Dude, this is sick. Do you know why why'd you buy a jet?
He made a ton of money last year and decided he needed a big airplane.
Do you know what kind of work he was in or what kind of stuff he did to make all the money?
He was trading.
How much does a jet like this cost?
34 million.
As we were getting off the plane, exchanging details, to our complete surprise, James said yes for us to fly with him to Boston on his $34 million private jet.
Greatest Friday ever.
Wow, this guy looks like a
So this is the full interview I
Chad.
recorded with this self-made millionaire who was a former nuclear
This guy, former nuclear
engineer in the Navy.
Now made a ton of money last year, and he's flying private. He bought a jet, and he's letting this guy on. What a cool guy so far, even though we know nothing about him.
And made his fortune trading energy commodities.
Like, how has having this like changed your lifestyle?
It's a time machine.
I don't hear it.
And time is energy, and so it's a great multiplier.
Were you always doing trading like all along, or was it something you got into more recently?
No, I was in the Navy as a nuclear engineer, and I got out and got into finance, and then I wanted to learn about money, and I got my MBA, and so I learned engineering side of things and the finance side of things.
Yeah.
And so got into power marketing. I trade the most volatile markets in the world. They're more volatile than crypto. They're more volatile than any commodity out there. Electricity is the #1 most volatile market in the world.
Wow.
And they're the most reliably predictable because they follow the laws of physics, which is a conundrum, right? The most predictable and the most volatile.
For someone young that aspires to have a jet like this, like,
Shit, we gotta start learning how to trade electricity, guys. This is the new side hustle opportunity. If anybody knows anything about that, let me know.
Find a niche and crush it. Deliver more value than anybody else.
And how did you find yours?
Just by trying to solve a problem and help out as much as possible.
do you recall when you felt like you made it financially, that you felt more comfortable? Or like, yeah.
I've always felt comfortable. I was making good money in the Navy, making $40,000 a year, but I was going to sea half the time, so I couldn't really spend any money, so I'd actually put most of it in the stock market, which was doubling and tripling at the time. So I did really well there and gave myself...
That's pretty cool. That's what I do right now. I invest a lot of my money in the stock market. I've been buying a lot of semiconductor stocks. My biggest position is in a company called On Semiconductors. It's an American-based semiconductor company. I think they're going to pop off. I think it's going to double every year. I'm up like 25% on them so far this year. So maybe I'm following in this dude's footsteps in some ways. Just kidding. I'm not in the Navy or anything, but I have found a niche, which is just e-commerce. I love e-commerce. I love online transactions. It's the best. And yeah, so you said Noah Kagan was saying he loses 10K a month on his channel. Pretty crazy, right? I mean, it's not that crazy, man. His content is incredibly high quality. So I see it. I understand it. I see it.
The opportunity to get out of the Navy without having to depend on, re-enlisting and taking all the extra money they throw at you to stay in. So I realized very quickly that was the value of my happiness. They would have offered me a $100,000 re-enlistment bonus to stay in. It wasn't worth my happiness. When I realized that I put a value on my happiness and it had a dollar number, I was like, okay, that's the number. A few years later, it might have been a bigger number. I'd be like, no way. You have to pay me $1 million.
Real quick, if you appreciate these clips and interviews that I put forward for you, then please make sure you use our Shopify link in the description to start your own Shopify business with an exclusive deal. And also make sure you check out akemulab.com for additional resources, free tools, guides, and just a lot of interesting stuff that will help your journey, even some software deals that are exclusive to akemulab.com. So make sure you do that and continue watching the video.
To do that again. Now it would be like, how much would you have to pay me to do that again? You have to pay me $1 billion to do that again. You want to take 6 years of my time? It's worth more than $1 billion. Easily.
How much does it cost to run the
Damn,
plane?
his happiness is worth more than $1 billion. That's fire. That's a really cool. Yeah, putting a number value on your happiness is actually a very interesting concept. You said, Arie, what do you think of AAA agencies, AI automation agencies? I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think what this guy said is kind of hits the nail on the head. Just find a niche and provide as much value as you possibly can. If you can't provide any value in the AI automation niche, then don't do it. Because I mean, there's a million things you could do in there, I guess. But for me, where I provide the most value for businesses is in media buying. Because even though there's a million people that do media buying, nobody does it as well as we do and with as much care in the business as we do as an agency. Like, we literally provide full-time elite level employee services, but as an agency. So that's what makes us different. And I mean, yeah, to me, media buying is in a way working in the AI automation niche, because you're using Meta. At least what we do mainly is use Meta ads, which heavily rely on machine learning. And it's the most intricate and advanced machine learning system for ads out there, even better than Google, even better than TikTok. So it's my favorite. And that's how we grow our companies to 100K a month in 3 months. But I think it's a great niche, though. I really do. You know, if you can teach people how to use ChatGPT, for example, like a customer service team, or automate their customer service with an AI chatbot, I think that would be huge. We actually talked about that in a recent podcast that I did. I thought a great agency idea would be to provide AI automation for Shopify inboxes. So a Shopify inbox is a chat that you can add to your Shopify store. And a lot of stores don't have it. I don't know why. It's like kind of a no-brainer in my opinion to have. But the reason why is probably because they don't have the resources to have somebody managing the queries like in real time. But I think if somebody can find a way to do that automatically, which could be pretty easy with AI, then that's a great opportunity right there. I wanted to do it myself, but honestly, right now, I just rather build my brands and build the agency as it is. I think it's good enough, and then focus on YouTube, and that's it. That's my full stack. And, you know, that's what I'm doing now, and then investing my excess profits that I'm not investing in the business into stocks, into semiconductor companies, kind of like how this guy said he's investing in energy. But we'll see. You know, we're only 3 minutes in.